Kiss 107.1 is WTLZ Saginaw with Steve Harvey in the morning and simply the best R&B all day. Take us everywhere. Your smartphone, in your car, to work, or live at KissWTLZ.com. We're Kiss 107.1.
You've been listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on Kiss 107.1. The views and opinions expressed on this show by the host, its guest, or call-ins do not necessarily represent the opinion of this station, the staff, its owners, connoisseur media, or its advertisers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Straight Talk. I hope you all are enjoying this beautiful sunny weather. Summer is doing its summer thing, and I'm here for it. We got a lot to talk about today in today's show, so I hope you guys are out there. Let's like, tag, and share this conversation. As always, we're here at Straight Talk where we give it to you straight, no chaser, no filter. We're going to make you choke on the truth. So glad to be here today. For those of you who are out there, there's a lot that has been happening in the community. It is that time, and if you are living in the Great Lakes Bay region, I like to say the Saginaw Bay region. They're trying to change that, but I love Saginaw Bay region because that represents where I'm from. If you're from the Great Lakes Bay, Saginaw region, then there's a lot going on. You know, when it's summertime, we be outside. I am in the studio today with my producer, Matthew, aka White Soul. Matt, what's good?
Hey, what up, though? How are you doing today?
What up, Doe? Man, I'm good. I'm enjoying the weather. I'm enjoying just everything that's happening. There's a buzz that is happening in our community. I don't know if y'all know what's going on. Shout out to Cakes the Great out there opening her new location over there. I think it's on Hamilton Street. I'm excited. Haven't had a chance to get there yet, but I'm over there ready to get me a little bit of that black girl magic. So great job. I really love what I see. Entrepreneurship, the spirit of entrepreneurship in full effect. It is a great thing to see. We're going to get right into our conversation. I want to bring in Amaya Bradley. Amaya is here, and I'm going to allow her to go ahead and give us a little bit of inspiration on today. She has had a great opportunity. She's just off of it. Maya, I want you to just share with us what's going on.
I'm sorry. So I just recently went to Baltimore for Church of God in Christ AIM. However, I was also given the opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. and go to the Capitol to visit.
Why is that important that you were going to the Capitol to visit?
Because I will be there August 24th to December 18th for an internship with our Congresswoman Kristen McDonald-Rivet.
All right. I'm excited about this, not just because it's Amaya, but also because it's Amaya. But I'm excited because this is going to be great for our district, Michigan 8th, which is Saginaw. That's one that we're part of. It's Saginaw County, Bay County, most of Midland County, and some of Genesee County as well. I'm excited because we haven't had, that I can remember, any representation from our district that looked like us here in the district. And the reason I'm excited about that is because this was, Congresswoman Rivet said, Kareem, I don't think we've had any representation really from the district. And I want to make sure that the district has folks who are from the district, who understand the district, who looks like the district, bringing the issues and the concerns of the district. And as they come down and they understand and they're doing this work, they bring the district with them. And I was down there in December. It was a great opportunity, but I understood what you meant. An amazing group of staffers, but they were from all over the place. But now we have our own Amaya Bradley that will be going down and representing us in real time. Stay tuned, because I think that this is one of those situations where we have representation, where we get together. I want to be able to bring in the community and allow our district, all of the areas, to be able to celebrate her and as she leaves, and just kind of say, hey, this is who we are. Let's do a community listening session. We'll talk about the issues and concerns that are most prevalent, and we will support her. I think it's important that going to DC is not going to be free. She goes down there, she'll do the work. But living in if you've ever been outside of Michigan, when you get to them coastal cities, everything is exorbitant, goes through the roof. But I think it would be great for our district to show some support as she goes down there to do this work. It's an amazing opportunity for a young person to have. She is the youngest.
Yes, and the first African American to sit on the board of trustees of Saginaw Township.
Okay, she's the youngest. She's a woman. She's an African American female. She represents our community well. She's out there saying, "Girl, you make things happen."
Yes, sir.
She's telling them to grow in confidence. Who better to go and represent our district? I'm so proud of you. I'm thankful for our Congresswoman for having the insight to understand the importance of this moment. So, congratulations. It's coming. Keep your ears to the pavement. It's going to happen. Jimmy Green, thank you for out there. Sharice Steele Phillips, Representative Amos O'Neill, all of you that are out there. We certainly want to thank you for your continued listenership and being a part of this conversation. Now, I want to, give our condolences for Senator Lindsey Graham. We learned that he went on to the other side, wherever that may be, at 71 years old. Senator from South Carolina suddenly left. What's crazy is this. There's so much speculation that have been going on about what I call the twin senator, because we don't know if it's Mitch McConnell or Senator Lindsey Graham. And when they mentioned Senator Lindsey Graham was dead, it was kind of a shock because Mitch McConnell had just suffered loss and people were wondering if they got the information crossed. But it is Senator Lindsey Graham from South Carolina. Mitch McConnell recently, he's been having those moments where he just freezes up, kind of like I did, where he's not able to move. And I hope he gets the attention. But this speaks to another piece that's so very important. One is 80, I think, years old. He's 71. The aging of our legislators. And, we had a president that they were calling Sleepy Joe, and we find out that he was actually in moral decline.
Yes.
And so, not moral, but mental decline.
Yeah.
And so these are things that are so very important. This is why I'm excited about young people like Amaya going out there. This is why it's important for those of you who are out there. I see Representative Amos O'Neill in the stream. He is big on succession planning, finding your replacement. Cedric Green out there doing. It's important that we continually get new ideas, new people. We refurbish the process and begin to make sure, because when people die unexpectedly, that throws things in a loop. But when we have a plan of success, and I'm sure that they do, they know who they want to replace these people with. It's important, because if not, it allows it's a big shakeup. So when we do that and we have people that are in place, we understand who's going to be the next individual that should be to the throne. And that's because we are reseeding our population. I need my folks in the community to understand it is so vitally important that we build our next generation of leaders, and we do that one person at a time.
Yes.
And I hope that, Amaya, what do you think when you see this? And you think about the potential. I don't know what's in your future. What are your thoughts in terms of where you would like to go moving forward?
So recently, well, let me say this. In the past, I never seen myself getting this far in politics. I always had a heart for politics, but I never seen myself being a trustee or being in the seat that I am now. And that was just before, like, my past.
Okay.
So now, being in the seat, being where I am now, I see myself wanting to fight harder for what I believe in. And I see myself, I don't know where God wants me. I don't know if I'm going to be in higher government or if I'm going to just be in local government, even if it's locally in Michigan or locally on the Saginaw Township Board. However, I know I still want to work in the community and do God's work. Okay.
I think it's interesting. And for those of you who are listening, especially some of you who are more mature, I think it's important to understand something she just said. When we have access, it opens our eyes to what our potential opportunities.
Yes.
One of the greatest barriers in our community isn't the fact that we're Black and we don't get in. One of the greatest barriers is the fact that there is an awareness barrier. There's awareness gap. We don't understand what a trustee is. Therefore, we don't pursue it. We don't know what it does. We don't know that we have the ability to do it.
Yes.
I'm too young to be a trustee. What does it take? Do they expect, so all of these things are important. And when we give opportunities, when we give access to these spaces, and we make our young people aware of what's going on, it opens up what I think I might be able to do.
Yes.
If I don't know that it exists, there's no way I can ever achieve it. So one of the things that I really want us to really lean in is opening up. Let's lift up the hood on how government works. Let's open the doors and bring people in, instead of thinking like, oh wow, they may be more popular than me, because most of these political campaigns, especially the local ones, are really about popularity. Who knows who has the biggest name recognition, not necessarily who has a passion. And you said you had a heart for this, and I think that this is really important. But we have to be able to provide access and awareness to what is able to be achieved, to how the government works, how our city works. Bring young people in, allow them to see it, let them sit in it. Mentorship is let them watch you do it. You show them, you teach them, then you allow them to do it with you. And then you watch them do it, and then you let them go. And so we've got to make sure that we are really sparking, and not just in politics. We need government officials, because how we cast our votes and who represents us and who advocates for us is super important. But then also other areas, we need doctors. We need Black doctors who understand what it means to be Black, and what does Black health look like. And I'm not being racist, but like, why does it always have to be Black? Because it is, because I am.
Well, we need people that's going to advocate for us as well.
And absolutely. And there has been medical proof that certain issues are different based upon your racial and ethnic makeup.
Yes.
So these are things that we need to advocate. We've got to provide immersion opportunities for our young people to see this. When we talk about skilled trades, I was very involved in skilled trades at a period of time. I'm doing some other things, but being in that space, we were the only crew, the only force on Black team, Black and brown. That's what we was, Blacks and Mexicans. We were the only people of color that were on these jobs. And so I want to thank Pete Shaheen out there for trusting a brother, giving a brother an opportunity. And, we had to go in there and seize those moments, but letting folks know that it's possible. I remember, and I'm going to say this, and we're going to take our first commercial break, because this is super duper important. I remember we were working, my team was working on, it is called the Michigan Commerce Tower now. It's directly across the street from Word of Faith. It is the big tower with the digital board. Our first program, right? Peter's like, hey, are you ready? You think you can do it? I'm like, hey, we're ready. He's like, let's start now. I'm like, oh my God, wait, brother need 5 minutes. But we were in there, and I remember we did all of the painting in that building, in that renovation. And we ended up doing sealants, and we're doing remodels on some of the floors, because we were given an opportunity. They were able to see what we were capable of doing. Now, let me tell you what I did. One night when we were there, because, when you're working, you got to get stuff in, you're on time crunch. And we got there, and it was early in the morning. Contractors wake up at the crack of dawn, and the sun was coming in over the city. And I was there with me, and I think it was probably 10 of the other Black brothers and Mexican brothers that were a part of my crew at the time. And we were looking over the city, and they were like, wow, this is crazy. The place was still hollowed out. It had been gutted to the core. We're looking through the windows at our city as the sun rose. And I was just sitting there telling these guys, like, listen, this is bigger than just work. This is an opportunity to show you that, nothing is impossible, that the sky's the limit. I was showing myself like we can actually do this.
Yeah.
And I was telling them, how great is it that every day we come to work, we make a statement?
Yes.
Would it be amazing if you could show up at your job every time you came and you were making a statement to promote what your community and what your people and the people of the village look like? And every single day we would go in there, and we would go up to the, I think we started at the 7th floor, and we would be on the elevators, and we would see folks on the elevators. I remember Carl Williams one day saw me on the elevator, because the NAACP's office is also in that building. And he gave me a thumbs up, like, brother, I am proud. Y'all keep doing. People are seeing, people see what you're doing. And I think it's so vitally important. Access, awareness, giving an opportunity, giving an understanding of what's available. When we do that, we really open up and unlock unlimited potential. And it's important for everyone to have that opportunity. Thank you, Kristen, Congresswoman Kristen, U.S. Senator. No, you heard it first here. No. U.S. Congresswoman River for having the insight and foresight to see that. Thank you, Pete Shaheen, for giving a brother an opportunity. And to everyone out there who understands that diversity makes us all better. Thank you. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back with more Straight Talk.
You're listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1.
Save big on your outdoor projects when you shop at Menards. Build a stronger deck with pressure-treated thick decking. It's 15% thicker than standard decking and available in green-treated or premium cedar tone with a beautiful brown color pressurized into the wood. You can design the deck of your dreams with our free, easy-to-use Deck Designer in-store and on Menards.com. Plus, check out the weekly flyer and view all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Summer fun is in full swing at the Saginaw Children's Zoo. Join us Tuesday, July 15th for Ice Cream Zoofari, where you can enjoy delicious ice cream while visiting your favorite animals. Then come back on Thursday, July 24th for Twilight and Tales and experience the zoo after hours for more family fun. Both events run from 5:30 to 8 p.m. Visit the Saginaw Children's Zoo this July and make some sweet summer memories. For more details and to get your tickets, visit SaginawZoo.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com helps you save money on services, trips, entertainment, and more. Get deals to area businesses like I Love Frankenmuth, PD's Dugout, Northeast Outdoors, and Evermore Tattoo Gallery. Plus, half-off savings to many more local restaurants, events, and more right now. We feature a new deal every week, and quantities are limited, so visit RocketGrabPlus.com to get yours today.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap Good RX, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code HOOD for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code HOOD for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code HOOD. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and details.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-316-5454. That's 800-316-5454. 800-316-5454.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out?
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1.
Hello, we're back. This is Kareem with more of Straight Talk. Those of you who are out there, we certainly want you to like, tag, and share this conversation with those in the community. I'm going to give it over. I'm going to give a assist over to Maya Bradley as she gives us some inspiration for the day. We need to pick me up.
Hello, everybody. I hope you all are doing well today. In the light of everything that's going on, one thing I do want to say, make sure you give your loved ones a nice big hug and tell them that you love them, number one, because there's a lot of things going on. And two, if you don't believe in yourself, always remember that you have this, you got this. And you always need that one person that will push you. Like I have my mentors that push me and they tell me, Amaya, you got this, you got this. And knowing that I am going to DC and everything like that, that's inspiration to show you that you can do anything that you put your mind to.
Amaya, what happens though when mentors are busy? What do you do when you find yourself in a rut? And oftentimes, all of us have people that love us and are concerned, and maybe we have mentors or family members. But what happens when you find yourself in a dark place for somebody who's out there, and you're just trying to make it through to the next day? What do you do in those moments when it gets dark, you feel alone, and you're just trying to make it to the next day?
I trust in the Lord with all my heart and lean not to my own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge him and he will direct my path. I will say that I pray whenever I can't get a hold of my mom or you or any of my mentors or somebody that's very close to me. I pray. I sit there, I pray, I give it to God, because you can't keep on worrying. When you worry, things tend to weigh on you and you can't get anything done. But when you give it to God, it's like a release off your shoulders.
A release. Speaking of a release, there are some great things that are happening this coming week. I know Miss Peachy Time is coming to city. She is doing her legacy memorial of those who have been slain in gun violence. So many, I think there's 17 families and individuals that are being uplifted during this period of time. I'm excited about what she has going on. She'll be coming up in the community real soon. And then also the Help Family Peer Support will be doing a Together at Sunset moment where we'll be lighting candles in honor of those who are slain due to gun violence. We're asking the entire community to come out. This is going to be one of those moments where healing will take place in community. Community is so important. As a matter of fact, we're going to talk about placemaking, but it will be at Haithco Park, 2121 Shust Road, right here in the city of Saginaw on Tuesday, July 28th. We are asking for you guys to come out. It's going to be from 9:15 to 10 p.m. We're going to light up the sky with candles in memory of all of our loved ones. Yes. If you want more information concerning this, contact 888-298-1945 for more information, or you can always go to helpcvi.org. All right, so I want to get into our main conversation on today, but before I do that, I cannot have this show, and there's so much that is going on, without bringing to light what is happening with the family and the young man, Nolan Wales, who showed up missing, who disappeared. He didn't disappear. He was made to be disappeared. To me, it appears, allegedly. There is a lot of speculation that is going on. But we have seen the America's new Johnny Cochran now been called in to represent this family, and I don't know what to say. My heart, my thoughts, and prayers are with this family, and when we were looking at the mom and the brother and the family, they were giving some shout outs and some updates on what was going on. Not shout outs. They were giving some updates on what was going on. A young black boy goes out to a barrier reef right off the coast of Mississippi. First situation that's problematic for me. He goes out to go out with his friends on 4th of July. And many times, and I say this to people, and we have to be careful. And I remember, and I do respect the fact this family is probably kicking themselves in the behind, saying we shouldn't have let them go. We always know that, hindsight is 20/20, but you try to allow your allow your children to choose their friends. You try to allow them and yourself to say, hey, I've raised them. I've done everything that I can do. I got to let them go. And so I'm sure all of this is a part of that. He was playing ball at a junior college. He goes out with his friends. His phone makes it back to shore, but he does not.
Yeah.
The speculation now continues because the friends about 11 p.m. that evening called and said, just did a missing persons. Did not let the family know that they had his phone. They had to ping his phone. And a friend went and picked up the phone. They tried to say that they did not have his keys. Another friend that was there, a young lady, said, hey, the keys are, in his room on your Xbox or PlayStation, whatever it was. The details that are coming out are concerning. My question to the village, when you hear this, and I had this conversation on WSGW, United Shades of Grey, which actually airs tonight immediately after this show, and I think it's worth listening to. White America doesn't understand what being Black in America really is about. We have been here all of this time. We have, they love our music. They love our culture. They love our food. They love all of the things. They love our lips. They love our color. They love all of those things, but they've never taken the time to really understand. And I'm not saying all folks. I don't want to use a broad brush, but for the majority, I think the majority of white America has no clue of the Black experience in these United States. Amaya, when you heard this, what was your thought initially about this young man?
The sad thing is I was hurt for the family and I was disappointed. But the sad thing is I wasn't really in shock because it seems like it's just a story that just keeps happening in that area. And I instantly thought about the Black lady a few years back that was on a trip with a whole bunch of other white ladies.
Right.
And she went missing and they act like they didn't know nothing that was going on.
I mean, there's a story of the engaged couple that was, I think they were in Africa.
Yes.
And he comes back. We don't know what happened. She's just unalive. We don't know what happened. And now they got videotape of them having this massive, knockdown, drag out fight.
Yeah.
And wow, nobody believed it was him. Except for those who know.
Yeah.
And so these things are things that I share with folks all of the time, that when we were growing up, but I was growing up as a young Black man, and I had a lot of white friends, a lot of white folks were around. I went to a school that had a lot of white folks at a particular time out in Carlton. And that was a concern. It was a conversation. Who else is going? Because my family didn't want me to be the only one. Yeah. Who else is going? Stay away from the water. I had a cousin that passed away or died. He drowned. And the first thought was like, oh my goodness, he's dating this white girl. He's out there and somebody didn't like it. True or not, speculation or not, these are conversations that happen because there have been so many times where Black folk, in particular Black men, have gone into all white spaces and something happens, all the way back to folks like Emmett Till and before.
Yeah.
So our thoughts and prayers are with him. I put a call in. I'm going to see if we can get Ben Crump in on the show to kind of talk about what's going on. He's been here with us before. He's representing this family. So I put a call in to see if we can get him to come. When he comes in, and I'm pretty sure he will, we'll have a greater conversation. I want the community to really be involved because this young man, like Trayvon Martin and so many other people, Sandra Bland, all of these could easily be us or our children. So our hearts and thoughts and prayers are with them. We're going to turn the corner on this, and as more details come out, we'll keep you informed of what's going on. But I want you to understand, we cannot allow these things to become commonplace. We cannot just say, oh, there's another one and go to the next thing. It can't be the next hustle, the next dance, the next concert. We have to make these things heard in the eyes of our young people that are in our community, because right now, and I think that leadership matters. But when I look at what is going on at the highest level of leadership, we saw a show of, for the 4th of July celebration, what I call a military militia, a racist militia, this hate group going in, picture of a black woman on a train full of hate mongers, this race group. And we see these things and they're being celebrated, and the Proud Boys, being vindicated, now being able to try to apply for funding, just all of the things for reparations, all of the things that are happening. Leadership matters. Yes. And when there is a moral decline in leadership, those who have negative behaviors, those who are looking for something to allow them to act out, they receive what they need. And so it's important that in this season, and this is a season, because I do believe that this tide will churn. In this season, it's important to be vigilant. It's important to be aware of what's going on. It's important to keep this information going through the village. It's important for us to educate our young people, allow them to understand that there's nothing different from you than anybody else. This young man could be our young man. This could be your son. This could be your brother. And so we want to make sure that we are keeping these stories alive in the community, that we're staying on top of these things. We're not allowing judges to just make decisions. This is another incident where there is another judge that's being involved and somehow putting out statements and telling kids what to do, allegedly. And so, this is what we talk about when we say justice is blind, but is it really? Yeah. Is it really blind? So we've got to make sure that we are staying on top of this, being aware, communicating, telling the stories, all of these things, so that we can make sure that we are going to receive justice, fairness of treatment, and all those things. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to finish out talking about picking up that conversation we started last week about community placemaking. We'll be back with more Straight Talk.
You're listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1.
I can't wait for 7:29 tonight.
What's at 7:29?
We'll get to see if the red ball falls.
The red ball. Oh, you mean the sunset?
Not that red ball. The Daily 3 red ball double draw.
For Daily 3 players, it's time.
7:29.
Because right after the Daily 3 evening drawing, the double draw ball will be selected. If it's the red ball, then a second set of Daily 3 numbers will be drawn, giving you another chance to win on the same ticket. But just like the sunset,
it's only for a limited time.
Play the Daily 3 red ball double draw, only from the Michigan Lottery. Own your limits is always the best bet.
We can't see tomorrow, but we can hear it. And it sounds like peace of mind, knowing our lakes will be better protected by placing Line 5 in the Great Lakes Tunnel. And that we've added extra safety measures while we work to build it, because we're committed to keeping the Great Lakes safe for generations to come. Tomorrow is on. Visit enbridge.com/line5 for more information. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
Get your early bird tickets now. Platinum Creations presents the first annual Southern Soul Launch Festival with TK Soul, Saturday, August 15th at Bella Vista in Saginaw. Tony Amati, the Any and All Dance Group, Nelly, Tiger Travis, Miss Lady Blues, and the Hustlers on the Move. Gate swing wide open at 3 p.m. Bus ride and vendor info 989-759-9191. Tickets also available at the Platinum Event Center at Music Planet and Eventbrite. Get your $40 early bird tickets now.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Connoisseur Media, KISS 107.1 WTLZ, Paradise Funeral Chapel, Saginaw Community Foundation, Shaheen Development, Family First, McDonald's GMC, Morley Company Incorporated, Garber Management, Word Rivet Group, Saginaw Valley State University presents the 25th anniversary of Gospel Fest, starring Karen Clark Shears. Also featuring Brent Jones. and Terrell Smalls and Company. The 25th anniversary of Gospel Fest is happening Saturday, August 1st from noon until 6 p.m. on Ojibwe Island. For additional information, please call 989-737-8179. Gospel Fest is free and open to the public.
I've worked for the UAW, and my father worked for General Motors for 30 years.
My husband worked at Ford for 41 years.
My dad has worked for Ford my whole life.
That was our pathway to the middle class.
And when they came for our auto jobs,
Haley Stevens stood up.
She was chief of staff to President Obama's auto rescue. And here's what President Obama said about Haley Stevens.
And Haley Stevens, by the way, she was a critical part of my team that helped the American auto industry come roaring back.
that saved 200,000 Michigan jobs.
That was 200,000 auto jobs.
That rescued Michigan. That rescued us. She helped save jobs for my own family.
The auto rescue is an example of Haley Stevens showing up for working families.
We need a Democrat who can win in November, and that's Haley Stevens.
If President Obama trusts her,
so should Democrats of Michigan.
Paid for by A Stronger Michigan, which is responsible for the content of this ad. Stronger-Michigan.com. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Kohl's knows summer comes with a few family debates, like what's the best ice cream flavor, or who gets the good pool noodle. But when it comes to Kohl's summer outfits, everyone's in agreement. They're comfy, they're cool, they're stylish. And the best part, they're 20% off. Make the season a little easier with looks your whole family will sign off on at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles. Offer ends July 19th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's exclusive deal to Alex's Railside Restaurant is sold out. Visit them on Eastman Avenue in Midland. Whether you're starting your day with a hearty breakfast, grabbing lunch with coworkers, or enjoying a relaxing dinner with family, Alex's goal is simple. Serve delicious meals with friendly service that feels like home. Visit RocketGrabPlus.com for more great deals and look out for new ones every week. RocketGrabPlus.com.
You've been entrusted with the keys to an incredible machine. Cars are an impressive feat of engineering that we take for granted every day, getting us from A to B. That's what they do. They take us places. But if you're speeding, you'll go places you never want to be. Getting a speeding ticket might seem like an inconvenience, but in reality, it's better than the alternative. When you speed, you risk your life, your passengers, and everyone else on the road, because speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
This is your KISS community page, where you can find out about all of the great things that are going on in Saginaw, Bay City, and Midland. Cake and Grief, how both changed my life. You're invited to join Evangelist Ruth C. Pryor and Jacqueline Jones as they share their grief journey. It didn't start out beautiful, but it grew into something beautiful and amazing. Happening on July 18th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. 1 Tuscola Avenue, Saginaw, next to the Saginaw Community Foundation Building, Suite 201. Mental Health is Men's Health Symposium, Saturday, July 25th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the 4 Points by Sheridan, 4960 Town Center Drive. Come out and hear the panel of experts. Sandra Lindsay, CEO of Saginaw County Community Mental Health Authority. Dr. Twani Gray, founder and director of Solutions Behavioral Health. Dr. Melvin McDowell Jr., owner and clinical director, McDowell Healing Arts. Eric Hippo, former Detroit Lions mental health advocate. For more information, contact Dwayne Parker at 810-624-3432. Community organizers, please submit your events at least 2 weeks in advance to KissWTLZ.com.
Hey, it's Steve Harvey, y'all. Here's what happened on the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Would you rather ride the tallest water slide or would you rather ride the tallest roller coaster?
That's a hard one. Only thing about that water slide that'll save me is when I pee on myself, ain't nobody gonna know. But I really can't see myself coming down this giant water slide. I'm heading to what? Because now it's going to throw me into this pool of water, and I got a whole nother struggle when I get in there. KISS 107.1, simply the best R&B.
You're listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1.
Kareem, we're back with more of Straight Talk. We're talking about community place making. We started this conversation on last week, and I think it's such an important one. Ojibwe Island is preparing to fully open or open to whatever degree that it is. There's been so much back and forth about it. Amaya, I know that you recently went and saw it. What were your thoughts?
It looks nice with the new updates that I've seen with the new benches and everything and the sidewalks. It looks more up to date and fresh. I would say that.
Okay, it is a community gym.
Yeah.
It is something that has both historical value to the community and a whole bunch of memories for days, hanging out on the island, growing up, all of the things, Gospel Fest, all of those things, the family affair out at the island, so many great things that have happened and are part of that island. So I'm glad to see that it finally gets a facelift. And there is a whole thing. I'm going to say this, and let me be real clear. I need folks to think that whenever you have something nice, you cannot sit there and act like, oh, it's pristine. Yes, we want people to appreciate it, but graffiti is a part of how the Coliseum has graffiti on it. If you've ever traveled the world, some of the world's greatest monuments have graffiti. People do it. It's a way that people mark their presence or their time in a place. Do we agree with it? No. Does it deface things? Absolutely, yes. But we have to stop thinking that there is a particular group or a set of people, or people look a particular way, or you got to do all of this stuff. It is going to happen. I hated when my grandparents would buy new furniture because they would leave the plastic on the furniture. And you would go in there and the furniture was beautiful and it stayed beautiful, but you would stick to the furniture. Sometimes you get a plastic burn when you sat too long. Enjoy the furniture. All right. So we're going to enjoy this. We're going to do our best to keep it nice. I commend the community on being energized and enthused about it. We do need to take care of that stuff. Now, I'm going to say that. And so I want to tell some people, stop tripping and stop trying to put a color to everything that happens.
Yes.
That's one thing. Now, on the other side of this coin, listen, folks, we got to learn how to just go out and enjoy things. We have to learn how to supervise our young people, be a part of their experience. We have to show them how to enjoy places. We have to speak up and say something. We look at kids now and be like, I ain't saying to them kids crazy. Stop complaining if you're not going to say anything. So we've got to be willing to take ownership of our own kids.
And it takes a village. You can't just say, oh, it's the kids. Well, back in the day, anybody could say anything to anybody, kids. Yeah, in the neighborhood, you can say.
Some people are putting, Brian loves Rachel, and it's not the kids.
Yeah.
So everything isn't the kids. Yeah. But when we talk about community placemaking, we have to understand that this is a vital role that shapes these public spaces.
Yes.
Instead of a top-down design, we have to reimagine the idea of the community coming together in these plazas and these parks, and really looking at these local assets like Ojibwe Island, like Wicks Park, like the things that we have in our community that people like to go and visit. There's an outdoor working facility that's a part of the whole medical diamond piece. These things are so vitally important. Yes. Why does it matter? Because ownership matters. Yes. We talked a little bit earlier about the importance of people taking ownership and people being able to have access to things. So having access to green spaces is super vitally important. It gives residents a direct voice in how their community and their neighborhoods are going to be designed. It's economic vitality when we have new projects. Somebody might say, hey, it's just a park. But if it's just a park, I remember KCQ would be out there with the Country Fest or whatever it was, and there'll be 100,000 people out there. When we have these nice places, when we have places where we can meet that are nice, the community comes out and they get involved, and businesses come out and say, you know what, Ojibwe Island is a great place to have it. You know what, Morley Plaza is a great place to have it. So these opportunities and these investments help to thrive and to drive economic vitality. And so creative placemaking is when we bring in our arts, our artsy folks, our culture people, our historians, our people in the community, the old, the young, and we have these conversations on what does our community look like together. It doesn't mean that people who live on one side of the river has more input or more say, because when we look at the city government that we have here today, I know on our council, the council represents, it is a very diverse looking council, or is a largely minority type council. But when we look at the city employees, they don't represent what the council is. So
that is true.
So when we talk about what happens and how things happen and what are the thought processes and the decision making processes behind these, we have to also understand that we've got to do a better job at collaboratively bringing the community in so that everyone has a voice, that everyone is at the table and every has the ability to make an impact. So in Black America, I need us to understand something. And for the village, community placemaking is more than just improving these physical spaces. These are opportunities to restore identity. So when we have these conversations, and I've been talking forever about the new population that Saginaw, the leaders of Saginaw, the investors of Saginaw has their eye on. This new population that sometimes is not even from the United States. This new population that's coming in that may not be neither Black nor white, but they bring with them affluence and the ability to build and the ability to transform spaces. But it is important as we talk about placemaking that we understand that an integral part of this, especially for the Black and brown community, and I'm going to say that to my Black and brown folks out there, it's important that we understand historically the historics behind it. It's important that we understand that our stories are captivated. There's a big thing. And when I talk about placemaking, this may seem trivial, but the changing of the name or how we identify Saginaw from Sag Nasty, the Nasty, to Saginawsome. And I hear so many people, including our own folks, who are like, oh, I hate nasty, Sag Nasty. That's because you're really not aware of what it means.
Yeah.
And so you're from a different generation. But when I was out there and I would talk to young people and I was on the court playing basketball and doing those things, the Nasty, we would go places like, yo, you from the Nasty? They knew that was Saginaw. And it wasn't a negative tone. It was like Michael Jackson saying, I'm bad. And people are like, oh, why would you say you're bad? Not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. The Nasty. It is the Nasty. It is a blue collar community where we got it out the mud. And that's what that means. Yep. And many people have grown up. So as you downplay and talk about, Sag Nasty, we got to get rid of it. There are people whose cultural and historical identities and their memories of this beautiful community are tied to having it called the Nasty. I got a cousin walking around after winning 2 dunk championships, all of Saginaw singing his praises. They're excited because he's on national news and he shows his forearms and they say Sag Nasty. So people identify differently. And just because you don't understand the historical value, be careful on how you portray it.
Yes.
Y'all want to be Saginawsome, be Saginawsome. Whatever I just say, just be a part of the change to make Saginaw better. So as we talk about this piece, we're talking about parks and encouraging families to stay, neighborhood plazas, outdoor performances in these places, safe walking corridors, community gardens, public art. Kevin Jones out there has been screaming about a must be a Muse-Be, a museum of Black excellence and historical perspectives, and talking and sharing and educating and doing all of those things. We have to get behind these key pieces because placemaking means that everyone has a place.
Yes.
It means that everyone has a voice. We shared the story about Amaya being able to have access. And now that she's in a position, she says, hey, I didn't know that all this stuff was a thing, that this was a real thing. So now maybe I want to do more. So we have to make sure that everyone has a place in these spaces. Community is built through repeated positive interactions. I'm going to say that one again. Community building and real community is built through repeated positive interaction. So the more that we can bring the west side of the city and the east side of the city together, the more times we can bring the north side of the city and the south side of the city together, the more times we can bring Black folks in the city and white folks in the city and brown folks in the city, Mexicans in the city, the more the times we have these repeated interactions of positive interactions, that is when community happens.
Yes.
There is no community unless everybody's at the table.
Exactly.
So Amaya, as you look at where is the place for young people, when you look at what you're doing, you're kind of trailblazing and setting a trend of young people being activated and activism. Julian, what's his name? Swag. Julian, I'm forgetting your name.
Morris.
Julian Morris. He's no longer in the city, so he's getting his education. We have to promote other young people that are out there doing this thing. Mrs. Shayla Crawford, you're going to hear from her soon. She's a young person who has a plan and an idea of what's going to happen as she puts a crown on folks and deals with the issues of how we see ourselves. But when you think about young Black people, what is it that they need in this community, Maya?
I think young Black people, what they need, let me see. I feel like we have different things. They just don't, I think they need to broaden their mentality. And I say that because we have different things that we have going on in the community.
A lot's going on.
A lot is going on. But they're still stuck in the mindset of, let's just do this one thing. We'll go to a party, but we don't want to go with the community is having a fun day with with everybody. You see what I'm saying?
So you're saying that fun has to be more than turning up, than drinking, than smoking a blunt.
Yes.
So there's a conversation. So I think, and I agree, I think our community is doing a lot better at providing opportunities for young people, because we hear it. The first thing people say, we got to give these young people something to do. Have you looked around? Have you read?
But then also, let me say this. It's not just
something to do.
Yeah, it's not just something to do, but also I had a conversation with somebody I went to school with, and she was like, what are we doing for Juneteenth? I haven't seen anything. It's their algorithm. They don't see those different things. And we don't have the right people to promote it. Now, we don't have certain people that promote on their page. Like, you'll promote, oh, it's a party over there on the north side, but you're not going to promote that it's the Juneteenth festival coming up on the Morley Plaza building.
But I want to say what's important, because you tapped into something that is a pet peeve of mine, because we think that, oh, I put it on social media. Well, you're 65, your friends and your algorithm is going to show you what you most likely tap into.
Yes.
This is why it's important for us when we do events, community events, that we don't just stick. I can't just post on my page and expect the community to come out.
Exactly.
But building coalitions and collaborations, and it can't just be social media. One thing that is never going to go out, we always have to have a physical flyer. I'm sitting here and I'm looking at a physical flyer for Gospel Fest. Clarence Clark shared the whole 9, because everybody's not on social media. Everyone doesn't engage in social media. But you mentioned algorithms. People who like what you like, who watch what you watch, who do what you do, are going to be the people that see what's in your algorithm.
Exactly.
And so when we're doing community and we're talking about placemaking, we've got to be able to open up. You have to have young people at the table when you have this conversation. You've got to have that middle group of folks. I don't want to say middle age, but those of us who are lightly seasoned. Then you've got to have your seasoned folks that are also a part. And everyone has to be committed to sharing in the spaces where they are, because your algorithm is a lot different than my algorithm.
Yes, and I've noticed that with my own business, with Growing Confidence. Last year's attendance and this year's attendance was totally different.
Absolutely.
And even from the first year's attendance. And we had the conversation. I said, well, my first year, I had over 150 girls. In my second year, I'm like, where is everybody at?
Yeah.
But that's because when I was 16, I was their age.
Absolutely.
So I was able to communicate with those different people and understand that I'm on the same level as them. So I had the different people come in. So then when I seen the difference of how that happened in 2019 to 2025, I'm like, okay, so what do I have to do different? And I knew I had to, okay, so this year I went on the news. I made sure I communicate with different people. I made sure that I built those relationships in the community to where I
called people.
I called
you
people.
Called
yes.
youth organization. You called churches. You called agencies.
Yes.
And that's where we fail. We have some amazing things. I'm glad Chucky Lawrence is in the stream. We have the community kickball event coming up. And what I want to say, that it is so important that what this conversation we're having, you cannot just advertise on your social media page.
No.
You cannot just advertise, by passing out flyers at barbershop. That's one place.
Yes.
We've got to make sure that in social media spaces that we're hitting those algorithms. That means getting young folks, getting people who are podcasters, and getting folks who are influencing content, because they're algorithms are picking up certain things.
Broaden your horizons.
That means that we've got to come into the radio. That means you've got to make sure that you're putting out a press release. A media alert comes first, then a press release, and then the press release is updated. If you don't know what those things are, hit me up, because this is how you get coverage. We always say the news don't want to come and cover our stuff. And if it was bad, they'd be here. But did you speak their language and engage? When we talk about placemaking, we have to understand these things, because this is how it works.
Exactly.
If you want something to get started, you got to have a business plan. So we're talking about these things, but we've got to share this information.
Yes.
We've got to be willing to call, bring people to the table. There is a block party coming up. When we first started the block party, it was Cap, myself, Jeffrey Bulls, and Danita Dorsey. And we were sitting there I was like, listen, we got to do something.
Yeah.
Because Cap at the time was, people were saying, all you do is complain. I'm like, show the community. A block party would be dope. We started working together. They began to take this. They're bringing the entire community together. That takes place this coming Wednesday.
Yes.
All day long. So come out. And what I love is how they've been able to make a place for our community. Everyone has a part. They said, hey, this year, Pastor Tatum, Mission in the City, congratulations. They have opened up their concession stand. Help was on the hot dog line. We doing burgers and fries, and they was like, so this year we're gonna patronize and use the facilities that are there. I think it's great.
Yes.
So it challenged us to not get stuck in, all we got to do is get the paper and buns and the hot dogs and the cotton candy. So we're doing an experience for these young people, making sure that our community is being engaged. I love what I am seeing in so many spaces. What I want to challenge our community to do is to make sure that as you have these events, don't get frustrated and mad because no one shows up. Ask yourself the question, did I really engage all of the community resources that are available? We keep talking about having a black book. I'm talking about black folks now. We keep talking about having a black book, people, resources, skills, talents, those things. If you do this, you do this. We keep talking about it, but somebody has to be willing to pick up that torch and really make it happen. So that when we have something, we have a centralized place that we can go and we can celebrate. We have a centralized place that we can lean to. When you start centralizing the community, the voice, the economics, the talent, and the skills, you are creating power within the community. This is how the village will get voting rights. This is how the village will have a say, because it's not one individual having it. It's not us being mad and being upset for a day. It is about effectively coming together and strategically putting a plan that we know the assets and the resources in our community. When we know those assets and resources, we can bring them together. We can pull them together. We can have conversations about how we're able to move together. And Eric, over at Cuts? What's his name?
Twin Cuts.
Yeah, Twin Cuts. Eric, he posted on social media, I'm tired of all of these different back to school programs. Like, can we do one thing? Like, just do one big program together? And I love the idea.
Yeah.
Because, we're having stuff over at the Potter's Church and Victorious Believers and Mission in the City and over, New Birth and Mount Zion and 50 different things, and people running around getting free stuff at all of these places, when we really could be building community by collectively working together.
It'll be more effective.
More effective. And check this out. You do what you're best at.
Yes.
You do what you're best at. Latoya Baker, she does logistics at Dow Chemical. She was in the thread. I was like, yo, here's a talent that is really being underutilized in our community. Latoya Baker, she does logistics. The thing that we most often neglect in our community is the person that's responsible for the logistics.
Amen.
The who, what, when, why, where, who's going to be responsible, what time do they show up, where are they going to be set? We've got to be able to effectively come together. We've got to trust each other.
Yes.
So many people are like, I can't work with Kareem. How can you work with Kareem? You never work with me.
Yep.
But we put these narratives on people, and we've got to stop labeling folks and trying to cancel things and people and situations. And we've got to be able to work together. It's important for our village, for the longevity of the village, for our younger people coming up to understand how we can effectively work together. Amaya, is there anything that you like to say? I know I get going and I get on my soapbox and I'm ready to go.
No, you're fine. One thing I will say is I do love the idea of what Twin Cuts said, because if we can if we can make it to where we as a community, as a whole, we all have these great ideas and everything like that. We all know all the kids have to go back to school. Why don't just this year, I already know everybody have their dates out. So let's plan for next year. Maybe since Ojibwe is open now, we can have a big festival at Ojibwe and we can probably put it together. You never know. Just putting those different ideas out there and getting a team and collective together.
Twin Cuts last year partnered up with Sarah's to feed the community, and they were feeding soul food meals. They invested their time, their resources. I love it when I see people doing this.
Yes.
So this is what we're going to celebrate. This is all we got for this week. We want you guys to come back next week, same time, same bad channel. This is Kareem and Amaya signing off for Straight Talk. God bless you all. Grace and peace.
You've been listening to Straight Talk with Kareem Bowen on KISS 107.1. The views and opinions expressed on this show by the host, its guest, or call-ins do not necessarily represent the opinion of this station, the staff, its owners, connoisseur media, or its advertisers.
KISS 107.1 is